Lewis Carroll, author of Alice in Wonderland, was a math and logic teacher and wrote 2 books on logic. In them, he would propose premises as a puzzle to be connected using syllogisms. Solve the puzzle. In other words, find a logical conclusion from these premises. So all babies are illogical. Nobody who can manage a crocodile is despised, and illogical persons are despised. So we're going to start with saying B equals babies. I means illogical. D means despised. And M manages a crocodile. So let's start by writing some logic statements based on what we see here. So let's start with the first one here. All babies are illogical. So from that, we can say, if you're a baby, then you're illogical, right? That's the same as saying all babies are illogical. If you're a baby, then you're illogical. Okay, so that's the first statement, the first premise. The second one says nobody who can manage a crocodile is despised. So that must mean if you can manage a crocodile, then you're not despised. So if you manage a crocodile, then you are not despised. Remember, the not symbol is a tilde. So that's our second premise. Our third premise says illogical persons are despised. So if you are illogical, then you are despised. Let's talk about our transitive property once again. The transitive property says if you have something, then you have something else. If you have that something else, then you have a third thing. And you conclude the first thing to the third thing. So what we have here, looking at our first statement and our last statement, if B implies I and I implies D, we can conclude from these two that B implies D. In our problem, that means babies are despised. If we then apply the contrapositive to the middle statement, remember the contrapositive is where we reverse the letters and we make them opposite of what they were. So if we have not D, we have a D. If we have an M, then we have not M. Okay, so we reverse them and we change their sign. Change their negative to a positive or a positive to a negative. Based on that result, now we can apply the transitive property to these. We have our first implies the second. Our second implies a third. That means that our first statement implies the third statement. Now, as crazy as that sounds, this is our conclusion. Babies cannot manage crocodiles. Very silly, but it's a logical conclusion given these 3 premises.